This week I am able to literally pour my emotions into my project as I dedicate it to my parents and in memory of my mama. November 1st is World Lung Cancer Day. Lung Cancer Awareness Month also lands in November. Please note that pearl white is the color of the lung cancer ribbon. November's a busy month. November 8th, 1975 is when my parents got married. On their anniversary every year, my dad sent roses to my mom. She would receive one rose for every year that they were married. On October 6, 1999, my mama lost a long, hard battle with lung cancer. My parents have always been my biggest supporters, especially when it comes to using my creative skills. This is why I knew this project had to be personalized just for them. It only seemed right to use some of these old artificial roses that I had in my craft box, but I needed a few more bundles to reach 41 roses. I wanted to resemble all 41 years that my parents were married. I was able to find the perfect roses at the Dollar Tree. After I gathered all the roses, I needed to separate them into individual stems. I did this by cutting the wire stems with wire cutters. After I cut the stems, I removed the leaves and set them aside because I wanted to use them later. Now it's time to mix the plaster of Paris according to the instructions on the box. I found that the mixture was a bit too thick, so I added just a tad bit more water. I dipped each rose into the cup of plaster, coating each petal. Then I hung them on some wire baskets that I had. After the plaster dried, the petals were a bit too thick for my liking, so I carved away the plaster with a butter knife until I got the shape that I wanted. After all 41 roses were covered and cleaned of dust, I painted the roses with red and white glossy acrylic paint. Here I've painted 23 open roses red to resemble the number of years that my parents were married. Then I painted 18 closed roses pearl white to resemble the number of years it has been since lung cancer took my mama's life. I felt like the roses needed just a bit more, so I sprinkled some red and silver fine glitter that I found at Dollar General on the red roses and white fine glitter on the white roses. While the roses were drying, I measured foam board to fit an old frame that the glass had broken out of. I measured it and drew a grid to help with the placement of my design. This picture shows the first design idea I had. I actually redesigned my project, but I forgot to snap a picture of the new backing. Here I'm showing that I secured the foam board into the frame. The holes in the back of the board are for the tiny rose stems to go through and help anchor the roses. Using hot glue, I began attaching the white roses in the shape of a cancer ribbon. Then I covered the background in the leaves that I collected earlier. I attached the red roses around the edges of the old frame and finished it off with a hint of baby's breath that were attached to one of the rose bundles. Oddly, I didn't have any picture hanging hardware, but I did find this nifty little frame easel, and it works perfect. And there you have it, my completed week 2 project. 41 plastered, carved, painted, glittered, and arranged roses that individually represent every year my dad has loved my mom, while collectively supporting lung cancer awareness. I hope you enjoy.